Hi, everyone, and welcome. My name is Sonja Patterson. I'm the marketing manager here at Iovox. And today I am delighted to introduce everyone to Matt Gayleard. Matt is our new Chief Commercial Officer here at Iovox. He's been with us for about 2 months now. In today's chat, we're going to get Matt's take on our industry and our customers. And more importantly, we're going to get Matt talking about AI voice agents. It's a hot topic right now, and we want to hear from Matt about what is real when it comes to AI voice agents versus what is just hype. So Matt, please share with us, how have your first 2 months been here at Iovox?
It's been fantastic. It's been a really exciting experience. So I've got a background in telephony and business communications, but I've worked previously sort of more in the middle of the funnel. So it's really exciting to spend time and get to learn how Iovox is really adding value to some really exciting customers. So again, I've heard of Iovox before I joined, but again, I hadn't realized just quite how global it was, and also how prestigious some of our customers are, because in many cases, they're the leading brand in that particular market doing what they do. So, really strong background. And one of the things that sort of drew me to joining this business was the clients that we have, but also the work that we're doing around AI and how we see the future of communications and how we're partnering some of our big customers in developing that. So that was a really exciting opportunity to join the business and help make that happen.
Fantastic. So I have about 5 questions for you today, Matt, all to do with AI voice agents, and you can answer them specifically towards Iovox or towards the industry. So I'm just going to read them kind of top to bottom. So the first question is, so Matt, what is your take on AI voice agents right now? Are we looking at something that's actually ready for business use, or is this still early days?
I think we're looking at something that is ready now, but I think it's something that's going to develop very fast and going to change significantly in the next 18 to 24 months. So I think there are products now that are going to help people, but I think that is only going to, and the speed of that improvement is going to be quite staggering, I think.
Yeah, agree. All right, so when you talk to customers about AI voice agents, what are they most excited about versus what are they most worried about?
I think I'll do the worry first, because I think most people are worried about some of the compliance and regulatory and security things. So I think they're quite rational, actually. I think on a kind of emotional versus rational, I think emotionally they're quite excited about some of the opportunities, which I'll talk about. But rationally, I think they are concerned and they just want to make sure that they're doing things in a way that's right and proper and compliant. Once we can reassure them on that, I think that's fine. I think there are some people that are still nervous around kind of open models and confidential information being put into them and things. But again, what the kind of transactions and conversations that we're talking about, that's really not going to be a problem. So, once we reassure them that, then we continue the conversation. So I think on the upside and where they're really excited is more around, there are some really specific problems that the industry faces today, which is, let's say as much as 40% of the calls that are made are not answered. People might leave a voice message, but the voice message isn't followed up. So that's a huge amount of lost business. It's a huge amount of disappointed customers. And again, what we're able to do with adding AI agents is really help navigate and help answer some of those questions and some of those calls, and really convert more of that sort of 40% that's not being spoken to. But some of the other things we're also able to do is improve the outcomes of that 60% that is getting answered. So it's all about improving outcomes. It's not just about productivity. It's about making sure that 60% really lands, but also capturing all those ones that are currently just slipping down the back of the sofa and being lost completely.
Yeah, huge opportunity there. Thank you. So from what you've seen so far, where do AI voice agents actually work well, and where are they still falling short?
It's an excellent question. Where they're working well, I think, is around some of the more straightforward tasks. So where somebody wants to book a reservation, and that could be a restaurant, it could be to view a house. I think it's a kind of more straightforward sort of transactional conversation. They already have some intent around what it is that they're trying to do. And I think that's where it's performing really well. I think where it's falling short is probably in some of the sort of free form answer any problem that anybody might be phoning in for. And I think one of the ways in which I think people are approaching that is to build very specific agents for specific tasks. So I think having one agent that does catch all, does everything, isn't there today. And I think what people are doing is based on the task or based on the use case, they're building agents specific to that.
Very nice. Very exciting. What should businesses be thinking about before they jump into using AI voice agents? Like, what questions should they be asking themselves?
The quality of the data that they have. So anything where you're going to be implementing solutions that create automations, you need a really solid and robust data set to make sure that the quality of the data going in, and also just the connectivity. So call tracking, for example, you need to make sure that you have the relevant call tracking in place to then be able to then record the call and then transcribe the call and then use sentiment analysis to derive meaning from that call. So I think there are some sort of fundamental foundations that you need in place. But again, the quality of the data is so important, because as you start to run large models to analyze it, you really need to make sure that the input going in is solid to start with.
Excellent, excellent, fantastic. Looking ahead, where do you think this technology is headed in the next year or two? What should we realistically expect?
I think in the next year or two, I think it's going to be much more around some of the more straightforward order management, reservation management, book a demo, book a test drive type situations. So I think where you have an agent that is an AI agent that's able to fulfill a very specific task with quite a narrow beam, I think that's where we're going to see, I think, a lot of this automation being built around. And I think it's there also to sort of augment and support having conversations with real people. So again, some of the kind of more rational, easy to answer, book a demo, book a table type questions, speak to the AI agent. But if you've got something special, you're planning an event, or you want to do something that may require a bit more of a human connection, again, they'll be able to prioritize those calls. So also, I think another area that we'll see is the 24/7 nature of things. So quite often at the moment, people can only respond or answer their communications in office hours or restaurant hours if it's a restaurant. So again, with an AI agent, you're able to manage a sort of quality level of service 24/7. So if somebody wants to phone at midnight on a Sunday, they're still able to kind of do what they want to do and speak to an agent if they can't speak to a person.
Wonderful. Next question. What do you think the future of IVRs look like?
So again, IVR, for those of you who don't know what it is, so when you dial a number and you get an automated voice response and it says, if you want X, press Y, and if you would like this, press 2. So you might sit through 3 minutes of options and have to get all the way through. Then you click and then it gives you 6 more options, and then you click and it's 6 more. So again, I think one of the ways in which we're going to be able to massively improve the caller experience is just be able to say right at the beginning of the call, where you ask the AI, why are you calling today? I'm calling for this. And it will take you straight through that. You're not going to have to sit through 20 different drop-down menus, press a button, sit through 3 minutes of automated response. So I think that ability to improve that customer experience, to almost have a AI agent who acts as an operator that can route your call immediately in 10 seconds, I think it's going to be a huge benefit for everybody.
So another question, can you share with us about Iovox's approach to AI versus industry or other companies' approach to AI?
I think what I've found most interesting and exciting sort of joining the business in only the last couple of months is that we're doing this in partnership with our customers. So we're not sort of in a silo off building agents with a kind of one size fits all and then kind of bringing it to market. We're actually partnering with real people with real use cases who have sort of staggering volumes of calls or bookings or reservations that they would like to be able to have, and working with them in partnership to then build solutions that absolutely meet their needs. And then as those get developed, we will productize those and roll those out. So again, I think that's a really exciting approach where, you know, we know from the outset that it's going to work. We know it's going to add value almost immediately. And we're working with real partners to do that who are kind of key and leading in each of their sectors. So I think that's great. We're not just kind of technologists sort of sitting on the sidelines coming in. You know, we're getting that insight directly from the people who are the experts and helping them improve those outcomes. Well, I think everybody should be an Iovox customer. So basically, if you've got a website or a marketplace that generates leads, where on that site or ad or asset there is an opportunity to click to call, to contact someone, why wouldn't you want to be able to then track that call, deliver that call, attribute the value of that call? Because again, one of the things that we find with, you know, marketplaces, for example, their currency of value for their customers are the leads that they generate. So why wouldn't you want to be able to count how many leads you delivered, but also how many were answered and how long that call was, and if it went to an answer phone? You can add more value by then recording that and then transcribing it. You could tell them if it was a good call. Then with that technology in place, you could add all of the AI agents and things. So I think anybody who's even contemplating using or thinking about implementing AI to improve their customer journey and commercial outcomes, I think the fact that we have a huge amount of experience in the sectors that we're in, delivering what are really important foundation stones, you know, you're going to be picking a partner that knows what they're doing, but also more importantly knows about the problems that you have in your sector, because we're specialists.
Wonderful.
Should I ask you a question?
Sure, make it easy.
What's exciting about being a marketer at Iovox?
Gosh. Honestly, I think we touched on this last week. What's so great about being in marketing at Iovox? I knew that Iovox was special. I've always known that Iovox is special. You know, like Ryan and Belinda, like the word for them is beautiful. You know, like they're just such beautiful people. And it's just been such a beautiful experience working at Iovox. But it really opened my eyes last week when we were chatting about you know, the sales and marketing and how it is out in the world between sales and marketing, and how, you know, it's almost like a war going on out there. And here at Iovox, you know, it's just really kind of like a utopia was the word that you used. And I think that that is felt not only inside Iovox, like within the people that work here, but I think it's also felt with our customers. You know, like whenever I hear of a customer having an issue, it's always dealt with, you know, in the best way, the fastest way possible, as many hands on deck as we can, you know, trying to solve issues and problems right away as they happen. And then, of course, there's the aspect of we're always trying to innovate. You know, we're always trying to offer people solutions that they don't even realize they need yet. You know, so it's like it's twofold, it's threefold, it's fourfold. We're coming at it from kind of all sides. So it's really it's a beautiful experience working at Iovox and working with all these kind of brilliant people that are just trying to make other companies run better and make people more money. You know, that's basically what we're trying to do here, right? We're trying to you know, make people make more money and help them so that their everyday works more orderly. Yeah.
Great. Fantastic.
So thank you so much, Matt. It was wonderful talking with you today. Thank you so much for your time. I know it's been amazing having you on board the last 2 months, and looking forward to the future and looking forward to doing another one of these calls together.
Great. Thank you. And yeah, so it's been an absolute pleasure. I've really enjoyed the last couple of months getting to know everybody in the team here, but also getting out into the wild and talking to real customers, which has been great, both on picker platforms, Zoom, Teams, Google Meets. I've met on all of them. But more importantly, getting out into events and into offices and meeting real people, which has been great. And every time I meet someone, I find out something new, which is really exciting, and I think will never end. So it's been great. So if you don't have Iovox, you're thinking about Iovox, you want help thinking about AI, give us a call. We'd love to talk to you.
Give us a call. Calls today. Thanks, Matt.
Thanks a lot. Take care.